Spruce trees are so much harder to design than I thought, and its triangular design can be very deceptive on how to make it, so I'm here to show you how I made my spruce trees. Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video. So as all my project starts, I take a check on Google on what actual spruce trees look like. I'll be implementing as much as I can in this first small spruce tree design. I start with an upward trunk that's tall even for a small tree. I was a bit skeptical about putting these branches things on the trunk, but I ended up scrapping the branches right after. I focused on adding more leaves in the triangular figure and well, it took a while. I think I'm still liking this design so far despite how simple it can be. In comes the next tree size and well, it's so much larger than the first one. I want to give the feeling of massive trees in this map, following the format of the leaves here too, but making the leaves extend down more to show the triangular figure too. Unlike the oak tree you've been seeing at the back, these spruce trees don't have spreading leaves that slightly float. It emphasizes triangular and less fuzzy leaves, if it makes sense. Overall, I'm quite good with how this tree ended up. At this point, we have built up a good formula for making spruce trees. You start with the trunk, and in this case, I made the trunk 2 by 2 blocks thick, and making the leaves so much larger. I even had to get some help from World Edit to add more leaves, but it just made things a bit harder to track. It took quite a while to get this one right, but overall it ended up well. As for my last tree, but most definitely not the least, the trunk was made with a 3 by 3 center and damn did it take a while. It does look like the best among all of them, just because of how grand it is. I did want it to be that big, so I'm making what I asked for. The leaves were not easy to make. World Edit was used a lot for this, and I'm so glad that World Edit was made to begin with. This would have been 10 times harder if not. If you guys think there could be a better way of making spruce trees, then go ahead and comment that down below. I'd love to also hear what you guys think of the design. Speaking of which, how about we talk about the custom map I spoke about, and a few more trees that I've been putting off in the back. Well, we're here now. As you can see, I have all 4 of the trees behind me right now, and I'm proud to say that they're pretty good. I'm a bit skeptical again about the triangular design here. It's very, how do you say it, cookie cutter, if that makes sense. This one could use a little bit more detail here and there, but I think overall, they did great. It reminds you a lot of a Christmas tree, somewhat. Kind of like a popsicle too. This tree by far is the biggest one. It doesn't look that big from down here, but I bet that if I put all the trees all together, it will make more sense. Notice how I added also these tiny spruce variants down here. I thought they would make nice little branches outwards at the bottom, and to me they look pretty good. Especially the slabs and the stairs and how they make this more viable. Now, let's talk about these oak trees back here. I made these before as the first prototype of my first oak tree. All of this is dedicated for a specific thing I'm making. This is a competition. Well, not really. It's more of just like a featured build thing. All over on the Builders Hub Discord server, there is a competition for who can make their best build depending on the theme. And this theme is about mountain villages. One of my favorite biomes is mountains. I love mountains so much that I plan to make an entire custom map dedicated for just mountain villages, with a bunch of minigames inside as well too, just to keep it entertaining. So that's why I decided to create all of these tree variants that I'll be using in World Painter to make a really good map. It's also free to download soon, so if ever you guys see it in the comments or in the description soon, you'll see it eventually. You'll get to be able to download it and take a walk around. For now though, let's talk about these trees. Over here we have the smallest variant. This tree is quite simple. It starts off with the trunk and then branches out, because that's how oak trees work. They branch out a lot and have fuzzier leaves. That's why some of them are floating over here. It's more open, if that makes sense. Moving on to the next tree over here. A slightly taller tree than the first one. They all get taller by the second. And all these trees have all the branches and moving out with the leaves and everything. It's a very simple format, really. I also believe that these have the best slab variants because they look like they blend pretty well. This is the slightly large tree. It's pretty self-explanatory as well. It's pretty much that, but it's scaled up. And this is the massive one. This one used a lot of branches and a lot of leaves. Over here on this side, though, you'll notice that it's the exact same thing. This is because this is the lantern version of the same one. The lantern versions are meant for extra little light when you're in the oak biome. I want there to be at least somewhat light so that you can see during the dark, or you can have some safe space in the dark. Overall, it's just gonna make the oak forest light up when I'm gonna make that happen. You guys think that there should be an extra tree variant, or an extra size of tree? Then go ahead and comment that down. You'll also notice this giant gray box. And, well, I haven't told you this yet, but I started a Instagram and a Facebook page. You'll find it over links in the description, obviously. You'll also find these little handles here, so you can easily just search it up on Facebook or something like that. But this is basically a photo shoot section where we can feature the tree, like this one, which is the most recent post on Instagram and Facebook, and then light it up with the shaders, just to give it a little extra pump. Go ahead and check out the pages if you guys want to see the final result for that one. That is by far the only thing I've been up to the entire time. To notify that the rest of these platforms are for the rest of the trees that's going to be coming eventually down the line. We started with spruce over here and oak. Spruce is one of my most favorite tree types. Next to that is dark oak, and I'm thinking of making dark oak soon. But for now, I'll focus on this map, which is going to compose of both oak and spruce trees. It's going to have a 2-biome system with a mountain in the middle, which also extends to like multiple other mountains. That's what I'm thinking at the start right now. But I guess that's it for now. Overall, I'm happy with how the trees are designed right now, and I'm hoping to make more soon in the future. If you guys want to download that map I'm talking about, you'll have to wait for the first of all the video to pop up and for me to finish the map itself. But if ever, it's all for free. You'll be able to play on the map. It'll have mini games, a bunch of sceneries you can check out. I suggest playing on adventure mode. On peaceful would be fun too. You'll get the further details down the line. But for now, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!